Devastated and spiraling, found a condom wrapper in my wife's car. What should I do? We have been together for about 10 years and married for 6. We have no kids now, but we were planning to start trying pretty much now. We are both very active, going to the gym, eating healthy, and are both in relatively great shape. My wife is gorgeous with a phenomenal body, but I would probably consider myself maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10 on the attractiveness scale. I realize that. But we have always had a really strong relationship. We started as great friends, realized we were just right for each other, and that developed into true romantic love and devotion. The sex was always fantastic. There were never any issues there with quality or frequency. I was washing my wife's car, as I do pretty often. In the course of cleaning the interior, I found an open empty condom wrapper under her passenger seat. We don't use condoms since she had always been on birth control. I am driving myself insane with all the stories and scenarios running through my brain. She spends a lot of time at the gym working with weights and doing her cardio. Like 3 hours 4 days a week, so there are frequent times when we are apart. She has never given me a reason to suspect she has been unfaithful. I know I have to confront her, but I'm scared to death of what might be the truth. She is my world, and I can't imagine starting a family with anyone else. I'm afraid I'm going to break. Edit to add. Wow. You all are amazing. I am so touched by the DMs and heartfelt responses. I had no idea I would get so many responses so quickly. I wanted to add some details to save me from having to reply to all the common comments. My wife has never given me a reason to think she has cheated before this. She has always been loving and affectionate, and we were looking forward to starting a family very soon. Some have speculated that kids coming soon may have led her to one last fling. I don't know. Possibly. We are an open book to each other with our finances pretty much entirely tied up as one. She comes from a pretty upper middle class background. Her parents are very comfortable. I come from a home where my parents were fighting their own demons, and so I didn't get a lot of attention growing up. Not a criticism, it was easy to get lost in the shuffle of my parents' problems. We are cordial but not super close. I am way closer to her family, and I love her mom and dad and younger sister. Financially, we are fine. Together we make about $150,000 per year. She makes $60,000 as a law firm assistant. I make $90,000 as an auto technician. We own a house together that we were able to purchase with a down payment from her family. If worst comes to worst, I have no interest in fighting for that money. It is theirs, and they can have it back if we end up selling the house. Some have commented about the amount of time she is at the gym. We go to separate gyms. She gets off work at 4 and goes straight to the gym where she does a class, then works out with weights and the cardio on the treadmill. I was never suspicious of the time she spends there. By the time she gets home, I am already there, and she jumps directly in the shower, and then we make dinner together and hang out. As far as a lawyer or an investigator, there's no way I could do that in secret with the way we manage our finances, so that's out for now. Someone explained to me how to get detailed phone records from Visible, so that's my next step. I will get the records when I have some time to myself and see if there is a number that she's in contact with a lot that I do recognize. I'll try to figure out where to go from there and let you all know. Comments. Comment 1. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I would wait until she comes home. Have a civil conversation with her in a neutral place, kitchen, patio. Let her know what you found. Ask her to see your phone. If she says no, you have your answer. If she admits to anything, it's entirely up to you on how you want to proceed. If she lies to you and you find anything out, walk away. She not only cheated on you, but she was okay with lying and definitely continuing it. No matter what you choose. Therapy is a priority. Sending you love. Comment 2. If you find out the worst tonight when you talk to her, you get up and walk away. Walk out your front door, get in your car, and drive down to a local parking lot or park until you are completely calm and all of your emotions are in check. If it takes you 2 days to calm down, then take the 2 days. Do not go back in a rage. Things have a way of escalating and situations have a way of getting out of control. Your only priority during that conversation is staying calm. Let us know how it goes. We are all pulling for you and hoping it's a terrible misunderstanding. Update 1. First off, I found a wrapper, not an actual used condom, so the suggestion of DNA testing was not useful. And thanks too for the information about getting detailed phone records from Visible. Today at work during some break time I requested a download of the phone records, but it says the request could take up to 45 days. I can't wait that long. I also drove by her work on my lunch break. I don't know why or what I expected, but her car was there as it normally is. Lots of good advice to track her. Get a VAR. Look at her phone without her knowing. Hire an investigator, a lawyer, etc. I can't deal with this. I am taking the advice a lot of you had, and I'm just going to confront her today when she gets home. As some of you suggested, I plan to just put the condom wrapper on the table in plain sight and watch her body language. I am so scared and nervous I am almost pissing my pants. I am really starting to expect the worst. For me, if she cheated, there is zero chance we will stay married. Zero. I don't care what excuses or reasons or whatever she has. I am 100% done. No therapy, no counseling, nothing. I can't believe I am typing this. It makes it seem real. I can't imagine her sucking and fucking some other guy or guys. That's an image I could never get out of my head for the rest of my life. As far as assets, we don't have a lot. We have a pretty nice house that her dad helped us pay for. I'm happy to let her have it with my fair share and paying back her father. Otherwise is bullshit like 2 cars, some furniture and some decent savings that we have both contributed to, so I'm willing to split 50/50. The thought of divorce is burning a pit in my gut. I'll post again after I confront her. Either way, I think this thing comes to a conclusion tonight. Update 2. Devastated and spiraling. I am 35, found a condom wrapper in my wife's 34F car. Now what? Okay, instead of sitting here pissing my pants, I wanted to just type few more things to keep busy. I'm sitting here trying to find any other reason to doubt her. Dashcam, yes, I've checked the dashcam footage. Nothing suspicious or out of the ordinary. Commutes to work, the gym and home. Maybe a stop or two for typical errands. Grocery store, cleaners. Zero suspicious activity. But she knows there is a dashcam too, so who knows? Maybe she's just being really careful. Our current state of relationship, it's really strong as far as I know. She comes home, we share a glass of wine while we make dinner together, talk about our day, cuddle on the couch if we watch a show. We really have what anyone from the outside would be jealous. No feelings of distance, no hiding of phone, and no drop-off in sex, which has always been and still is great. Her gym time, with as much as she does, it is really reasonable for her to spend 2.5 hours at the gym. I've gone with her. I've seen her work out. It's pretty extensive and her body shows it. I am so proud of how great she looks, and how she takes such good care of herself, and encourages me and cares about our health. I've never been suspicious about it, maybe foolishly. Yes, she comes home and showers right away, but she's typically sweaty and feels gross. She doesn't avoid me when she walks in. She will typically come over and greet me with a kiss on the lips, and then hit the shower. If she was just having sex with a side piece, I think she would be more discreet. We spend almost all of our time together on the weekends. Go for a jog, date nights, happy hour with friends, dinners with family, etc. She has a lot of girlfriends from work and they sometimes go out for a girls' night like once every 2 months. But again, nothing suspicious. I see the credit card charges, so I don't believe she is hiding anything. And her girlfriends are all awesome and I love hanging out with them and their husbands BFS. I'm torn and getting nervous about talking to her tonight, but I gotta get this over with. Update 3. My wife came home from the gym about 6:45 like always. I was sitting at the kitchen table alone. She came over, said hi, kissed me on the lips and went off to take a shower pretty much like usual. I'm NGL. When she came over to kiss me, I smelled really hard for any evidence of man sense. Cologne, soap, deodorant, sweat, anything. I got nothing. As she showered, I sat by myself, a ball of anxiety and damn near chickened out. She got out of the shower and came into the kitchen, wet hair, sweats, t-shirt, looking beautiful as usual. She sat down like we always do and expected to chat about our day. She could see immediately something was wrong. She asked, "What's up?" I mean, I was shaking and so nervous like you cannot believe. I asked, "Have you lent your car to anyone recently?" "No." "Have you had any passengers in your car the last few weeks?" She thought for a second and said no. I asked, "Has anyone besides you or me been in your car the last few weeks?" She said no. "What the hell is going on?" I asked to see her phone. She looked at me weird, said okay and just slid the phone to me across the table, no hesitation, and said, "What the fuck is going on?" I didn't touch her phone. I took the condom wrapper out of my pocket and set it on the table. She looked at it but had no real visible reaction. I didn't say a word. After a few seconds she said, "What the hell is that?" I said, "It's a condom wrapper." She said, "It's obviously a condom wrapper." What the fuck is a condom wrapper doing on our kitchen table? She was starting to get annoyed. She is either a really good actor or she sincerely had no idea what was happening. I told her I found it under her car seat while I was cleaning her car. She honestly looked dumbfounded. She said she had no idea how it got there. She really seemed sincere and was starting to get concerned. She asked if I thought it was hers. I said, "I'm not sure. Is it?" She said, "You have got to be kidding me. You seriously think I'm fucking around on you? Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? She took her phone and waved it at me and said, "Here. Please. Look at my phone. Call my sister who she shares everything with, call any of my friends. I'm not sure what you want me to say." We sat in silence, very uncomfortable for a minute or two. I didn't take my eyes off her, looking for any sign like a tear. I said, "What would you think if the roles were reversed?" She admitted she would probably be suspicious but would give me the benefit of the doubt. She literally went through every day the past couple of weeks, where she went, who she was with, what she was doing, trying to come up with any explanation. She finally remembered, an after-work thing that they did for a friend of hers, a baby shower kind of thing at a restaurant after work. One of the girls at her office was invited but couldn't go, and so she asked my wife to please take her gifts to the party. My wife said sure. They walked down to my wife's car to put the gifts in, and my wife's stuff was in the front passenger seat. As I said, the car she drives, Infiniti Q60, has a tiny back seat, and access to that back seat is ridiculously difficult. As her friend was putting the gifts in, she spilled her purse all over the floor behind the passenger seat. That was the only possibility she could think of. As I sat there, she insisted we call that friend immediately, and she did just that. She put her friend on speakerphone. She asked her if she remembered when she spilled her purse. She answered yes. She asked if she was sure she got everything picked up off the floor. She answered, "I think so." Why? My wife then seriously asks, "Do you and BFS name use condoms?" Her friend kind of chuckled and said yes. My wife asks what brand, and she answered Trojans. Same size too. My wife looked straight into my eyes and asked, "When you dumped your purse in my car, is there a chance there were condoms in it?" Her friend said yes. "It's not unusual for me to have condoms in my purse." Why? My wife told her friend about the wrapper. Her friend said she doesn't know why she would have an empty wrapper in her purse, but it is certainly possible. She hung up the phone and looked at me and asked if I would like to go through her phone. I said no, and she asked, "Mystery solved." I literally started crying. I was crying because I was so fucking relieved. I was crying because I am married to the most awesome woman in the world who loves me more than anything. And I was crying because I was racked with guilt that I thought she could be cheating. I felt miserable for how I must have made her feel. My incredible wife took it so well. She hit me with her dish towel and said, "Jesus Christ. I cannot believe you could think I would cheat on you," but she admitted again she may have felt the same in my shoes. She even laughed a little and said it was kind of cute that I was so jealous and nervous about asking her about it. We decided to have our glass of wine and go out for dinner. At dinner we talked about how excited we were to start trying for a baby. I am 100,000% sure she is telling the truth. I know her. I know her like nobody else. I know her body language. I know her voice and how it sounds when she is stressed or hiding something. There was none of that. I hope none of you have to go through this, but thanks for all the well wishes. I will probably let my wife read this thread at some point, but not while it's still so fresh. Plus she'll probably rib me for going to Reddit for advice. She's not necessarily a fan. Haha. So all is good. Really, really good. Have a great life, everyone. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for leaving a blind date that my friend arranged only 2 weeks after my husband's death? I just really need some clarity on this situation. I 23F lost my husband 25 weeks ago to a car accident. He was the love of my life, and I'm still not used to waking up without him every day. We have big plans for our future, and it all came crashing down in a heartbeat. We met on his uncle's farm. He was a farmhand, and it was love at first sight for me. I'm also 4 months pregnant, but I haven't told anyone. I was planning on telling my friend when I was feeling better. My best friend Lay 24F has been my shoulder to cry on during this time. She helped me with his funeral and anything else I needed, as I'm NC with my bio family story for another time. She is currently dating Barry 24M. They usually hang out in a trio with Liam 24M. When I first met Liam, he hit on me hard, tried everything, as in would try and compare himself with my husband, say weird things like our kids would be cuter than if you had kids with my husband. He's also made weird comments like I need a city boy, and would motion himself. When I'm a country girl through and through, I typically would shut him down or ignore him, but I would always get dirty looks from Barry. Skip to Sunday night. I got a message from Lay begging me to come to dinner with her, because she wanted to treat me as I had been through a lot in the last couple of weeks. Feeling not so shit about myself, I decided to go. When I arrived, she wasn't there, so I texted her asking how long she would be. And she told me 5 mins, she's just running late and is around the corner, so I just sat down and ordered a drink. Now 5 mins comes, and she's still not there, so I gave her the benefit of the doubt and waited another 5 when I'm about call her. Liam comes rushing over and gives his apologies for being late. I asked him what's he doing here, because I'm waiting for Lay, and it was a 2-chair table. He smiles at me and grabs my hand. I ripped it off of him. And he just says, "Oh, I asked Lay to set us up now that husband's name isn't a problem. We can finally get to know each other." He looked so cringe. And I'm telling you, I was floored. I stood up and told him that I wasn't interested. Certainly don't give a flying fuck about getting to know him. And that I just lost my husband. Without a word of a lie, this man stands up and said, "I know you're being overly emotional right now, so I'll forgive you for that. Sit down with me. I'm not saying we have to have sex straight away. Or anything." I was disgusted. I shoved past him and went home as fast as I could. When I did get home, Lay messaged me, "Sue, how was dinner?" with a smirk emoji. I called her. And when she answered, I didn't let her get a word in. I yelled at her, asked her how she has the audacity to do something like this weeks after. I just lost my husband when Shu's been the one to hold me together this whole time. I asked her what fucking game was she playing, and that the only reason I wanted to meet tonight with her was to tell her I'm pregnant. I just hung up on her and texted her I need time and don't want to be contacted by her for the time being. Last night Barry came to my house and asked to talk. I said no, and that if he didn't leave I'd call the police. He told me that I broke Lay's heart, and that I deeply hurt Liam when now is an even better time to get to know Liam, because he could raise my child with me. I opened my door, which Barry took as I wanted to talk. Instead, I hit him with my shoes, and chased him to his car screaming. I'm actually embarrassed I did that. All day today I'm being flooded with messages from friends and the trio themselves shaming me for pushing the people who care about me the most away, and that they don't even recognize the person I've become. The only thing that hurts me most is that my husband would know what to do. He would tell me how to fix it, and now I have no one who I can talk to. I'm just so numb inside. I have a therapy appointment tomorrow, but I'm thinking of calling my husband's mom. Even though we've barely spoken since the funeral, any advice is appreciated. Please exude any typos. I'm just so exhausted. Comments. Comment 1. The real problem here is your friendship with Lay. She may have supported you during the first few weeks of your loss, but she's certainly not your friend now. She's pimping you out to any bozo who comes along, probably at her husband's insistence. If they and anyone else thinks you can get over such a profound loss with a cheap fuck, then they need out of your life. The fact that they're all in on taking advantage of a grieving pregnant widow is beyond creepy. Of course you've changed. You've just lost your husband, which any normal person would be deeply affected by. Cut them out of your life, no explanation needed. Block, 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 block. You and baby are all that matter now. Friends have absolutely no place in your life now. I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Comment 2. Oop did everything right with regards to how she handled the frenemy trio, and it really bugs me that she was made to feel as if she did something wrong. I know some people move on faster than others, but good lord, setting up a blind date for someone who has just lost their partner and has made no inclinations that they want to start dating again is just deranged. Fuck Lay and Liam big time. Update 1. I just wanted to start off with I called my Mill Louise. After making the post I thought that I needed to tell her about baby, because just like some of you said, she is overjoyed about the news. She didn't answer my call but instead drove straight over to my house. I honestly didn't know what to say to her, but we just hugged and cried all night. I didn't have the best delivery about how I am pregnant, probably due to all the crying, but she just light up and was so happy. It's the first time I've seen her be this happy in all the time I've known her, so at least I have some support. My Phil came over when he finished work after Mill told him he needed to come to my house and he was too overjoyed about becoming a pop. Louise offered to have the baby and I move in, and I agreed. She said that I can sleep in my husband's old room, which was a little bittersweet, when I told her what was going on with Lay. Liam and Barry, she was furious and told me not to worry about it, because they Phil have my back. After a lot of even more crying, Phil told me that my husband would be so happy to have this baby grow up on a farm like my husband did. Overall, our conversations last night was a something I needed. Now I'm just going to answer some comments. 1. No. This isn't fake, and if you choose to believe that, then that's fine. But don't be dragging my husband when you don't even know him. Liam didn't kill my husband. It was a car accident, and my husband died on impact. Nothing crazy went on, it's just awful, but it's as simply as that. 2. Lay was my friend for a long time. She was genuinely there for me when I went NC with my parents, and I thought she was a decent friend. Now knowing the truth, there is many things I can think of that she did that are red flags. Personally, I think I ignored them because I've never been close to anyone like that other than my husband. 3. Liam is a loser. And from my chat with Barry I learned that he's always had feelings for me and he's never given up because apparently he's my type. He isn't, and never will be. 4. Yes, I ordered a drink. I didn't think I needed to disclose that I ordered a lemonade. It was simply a soda, nothing wild. I know I'm pregnant and I'd never do anything silly. 5. I'm not magically pregnant. My husband and I both wanted children young and were trying for about a year. We just didn't disclose that we were trying, because my husband and I think it's weird telling people. Oh, we're having sex an extra amount. I don't know, but my husband and I are very private people and kept a lot of it that way. And as for the trio, I've blocked them. None of my family are reaching out because they simply don't know me anymore. The only friends who are reaching out are mutual of either Leigh, Barry, and one of Liam's other friends. I was confused on if I was an asshole because I just left Liam standing there and yelled at Leigh. I was so upset I was confused on the entire thing. But thank you all, and I will update on what happens because I know Liam will not give up until he's in jail. I seriously hope it doesn't come to that. But the fact he drove past my house twice is uneasy, so I'm hopeful the move to husband's parents' farm will have my baby and myself on a better path.